We are back, and I have an exciting guest right now. She is from the UK. Second year in a row she's been on the show here. Cody, how are you doing?
I am absolutely fine. Thank you for having me again on the show.
I know. I love it because we're like worldwide now. It's like, wow. And is this amazing? This technology, you're so far away and we're like crystal clear. This is amazing.
Absolutely. It is absolutely amazing. Last time we had a bit of a delay, but this time is absolutely perfect.
Hey,
So
you know
yeah,
what? In a
I'm loving
year,
this.
technology grows in a year. We're good to go now.
Yeah, definitely.
Oh, but hey, Cody, you know what? I just want to deep dive into it. We'd had some super guests on today so far, but you have a great story to tell everybody. And I think sometimes, we relate that, it doesn't, it just happens here in the States, but it can happen anywhere in the world. So can you explain it? And because you're doing so much now with your business and everything else, but can you just break it down in the beginning about everything that happened to you and how you found out you had breast cancer and all that?
Yeah, so mine is a bit of a story, and I'm gonna tell it differently because two things happened on that day which were equally important. And they were equally important because they a kind of yanked me to a sharp left, and B brought out the person that I am and the person that I choose to be now. So it was the 11th of August 2014. uh, about 6 o'clock in the afternoon, I walked into Manchester Metropolitan University. The reason I was there was for an interview. I wanted to do law, I wanted to study law. And I had been trying to do this since I was a child. But from way back when, I was always bottom of my class. I was never a bright kid. So for me to get to this point, I'd worked really, really hard. In fact, I'd taken 5 years to get enough points just to get into university. So I'd been preparing and I was laser focused. So when I got that interview, I walked in and I was so prepared. I sat down, I had this interview, and I remember the interview going amazingly well because I was prepared. But one of the final questions would have been the final questions that they asked me, absolutely threw me because they said, and I just need to reiterate, this was a generic question. Anybody would have been asked this question. They said to me, "Is there anything that you know that might interfere with your study at the college?" And I stopped and I said, she was expecting me to say maybe I had problems with my sight or hearing or something. But what I ended up telling her was, yeah, I've just been diagnosed with breast cancer this afternoon.
Mm.
And she kind of took a step back and she looked at me and she said, "So why did you come?" And the reason I say it's the most important day was at that moment I realized why I had made that decision, because I said to her, I have worked really hard for a long time to get to this point. And although this afternoon I've received news that can derail my dream, I don't ever want to make what happened this afternoon the book of my life. What I'm doing right now is what's going to define me. What I'm
Right.
doing now is going to be the person that I want to be. I don't want to be defined by my cancer. I don't want to be the girl that got cancer, but I want to be the girl who went on and did something. And even though had to, I got the place on that day. I got 3 days later, I found out I got the place. I then started treatment. I was a single mom at the time. I had 2 boys. I'm originally from Zimbabwe, settled in the UK, so my family was miles and miles away. I was
Mhm.
working full time, and I was trying to study part time. So what ended up happening was something had to give. At some point, I couldn't do it all, and I decided that I was going to drop out of uni. And I think I learned one of the most important lessons in that time, that failure is not the opposite of success, it's actually part of it. Because that whole process then went on to make me really, I went into depression. At that time, I didn't learn the lesson. At that time, all I could think of, I had gone over and above the call of duty. I had done everything that needed to be done, from a girl who was never expected to amount to anything to actually managing to get into university. Why am I now failing at this late stage? So I was so consumed with that I went into a depression for a bit. My work started suffering, my kids, I wasn't being a good mom to my kids. And in desperation, I decided that I was going to do this thing that I called Lipstick and Heels. There was no game plan to it. It was just me trying different things. But Lipstick and Heels worked because all I did was wake up in the morning, whether I was going anywhere or not. I'd get up before 8 o'clock, I would have a shower, put makeup on, put high heels on, and just started the day that way. And weirdly, that changed something within me. Slowly but surely, I stopped worrying about things that I couldn't change and things that I had failed, and started worrying about things that I had control over. The color of my lipstick, the length of my hair, because I was wearing my different wigs, and the dress. I was able to hide my cancer. Even the conversations about my treatment were controlled by me because I could hide the fact that I was going through cancer. Nobody knew. But at that time, I had been told that my hair was going to fall out. What I didn't realize is it meant all hair on my body. For me, I just thought the hair on my head. I was prepared for that. But when my lashes started falling out, I didn't know that was going to happen. So I wasn't really prepared. So I rushed to the shops, bought a pair of false lashes. And then I realized something weird. I'd never really worn lashes before I started treatment. I realized that false lashes use your natural lashes as a ledge to rest on. So without that ledge for the lashes to rest on, it was really, really difficult to put them on, and B, to keep them in place. So I just sat down and I said to myself, I'm going to find a way of making lashes that I can wear. At that time, it wasn't a business idea. It was a solution for myself. Remember, my thing was lipstick and heels. So I need to be able to control having lashes. So I need to make a lash that I can wear, because then it puts me back in control. It became an obsession. I would just come back from work, sit at my kitchen table, and just tinker with different lashes. And that's how Silash was born. It became a business idea when a friend of mine who had alopecia at the time walked in one day, and I was trying these different lashes, and she said to me, and it weirdly, I had noticed she didn't wear false lashes, but I'd never really asked her why. And she said to me, do you know, if you sold me those lashes, I'd buy them, because I've never been able to wear false lashes. And then it did occur to me at that time that maybe this was a business idea. And that's how we started.
That's an amazing story. Wow. And it has grown to what level now, Cody?
We have grown from being in the UK to being in 8 countries across Europe. So we are in the UK, the US, Australia, so that's out of Europe, Sweden, Poland, Finland, and Norway. And recently we just went into the UAE as well. So yeah.
Nice. So is it amazing how like some idea just turns into a business? I'm seeing that a lot today. You have something and you just think it's just going to be a hobby or something just for yourself, and it generates into like a worldwide business.
Yeah, and I think that's because the solutions to the world's problems are sitting in the homes of people who just don't have the courage to do something about them. It's like if everybody who's got an idea would just step out and say, you know what, I'm going to take my idea to market, or I'm going to do something with the idea. A lot of the problems that we have, somebody has got. You just have to go on TikTok and people would just like give you all these ideas. Have you ever thought of doing things like that? It's like, oh my God, that is a brilliant idea. So I think you just need to have a good idea and just have the courage to just step out and just take it to market. Be the person who does something about that idea.
Exactly. And I always say this all the time on all my other shows is that, you know what, if you have an idea, it's never a stupid idea. Give it a shot, right? If it fails, it didn't fail. You just have to tweak it and try something different. And that's the whole thing. It's exciting because you can try different things. I got to ask you, Cody, with your experience, what would you tell recently people that were diagnosed? I always want to hear that story. Like, what would you tell? What kind of advice would you tell them?
I think the biggest advice is something that I wish somebody told me when I was going through cancer. Cancer is a tough gig. Don't try and do it on your own. It's like women, we do this a lot. Men are good at seeking advice. They're really bad at going to the doctors in the first place, but once they've got a problem, they're better at seeking advice than women. Women, we want to be able to do it all. We want to still be able to be seen, to still look after the kids and go to work and be a super mom and recover quickly. You can't do that with cancer. It's the treatment alone will really flow you. So when people offer you help, take it. When they don't offer you help, ask for it, because you're gonna be needing help for a while. It's scary. Ask questions. And tell people what you do like and what you don't like, because people have got different way of dealing with someone else's misfortune. Some people will ghost you because they it's not that they don't want to talk to you, it's because they don't know whether being around you is crowding you. And some people will say things that you find, it's like I had a lot of people who used to tell me about not going for treatment because I come from a very strong Christian background and stuff like that. Be assertive and say, I respect your advice, but right now I'm not taking it. And just be assertive, state your case, ask for help when it's not offered, and take it when it's being offered.
That is incredible advice. I got to ask you, over in the UK, is there a lot of support groups out there for people to help out with?
They are. And I think sometimes the tricky part is nobody ever does cancer research for fun. You don't look for advice about cancer. You don't look for support groups until and unless you're going through cancer. And at that time, you've got 1,000 things that you have to deal with. So sometimes you will find things a bit too late. Sometimes you find things because you've got other things to worry about. You've got your appointment, you've got your one of those things that I found for me, which I wish I had gotten before, was mental health support, which is really, really important, because a lot of people that I now speak to years after tell me exactly the same thing. My real struggle started when I finished my treatment. It just felt like I had been fighting a war with all these support trips and it's like Red Cross and the UN and everybody. And then the war ended and everybody went home and I was left with a broken city and I had to build it on my own. And I just fell off the cliff. And I didn't know why I was feeling so lost and I was feeling so alone and I was feeling so, mentally I was crushed. And I felt guilty because I had just survived. A lot of people do not survive cancer. And I had survived, so I had no business feeling like this. But I really struggled after my treatment more than I did while I was going through treatment itself.
Well, I know right now you're rocking it out there. What is inspiring you to get up every day and do all this? I mean, you're everywhere. I mean, tell me, what's the secret out there?
Do you know what? I've got two amazing boys that inspire me every day. I mean, I got lucky. It's like the gods were smiling on me when they gave me these two boys. My oldest is 21, and my youngest is 14, and they just are they're just amazing human beings in their own right, and I can't let them down because I can't not be perfect because they are. So I just have to keep on. I have to be, because I am there at the forefront leading them. I've got to be the leader they would want to follow. So I can't let them down.
Good words. Mother of the year every year, right?
No, I fail every single day. You know what? They redeem me all the time.
Oh my goodness. So to wrap things up, Cody, what's going on new? Is there anything exciting you want to talk about, or anything that is new coming up in the future with your business or yourself?
Do you know what? There are a few things that are going on. So lockdown has really messed things up for me. There were things that I was thinking by now I would have been offering on my website. The only good thing that happened this week is my website. Before last week, my website, we could only post the lashes to you only in the UK. And from last week and this week, we're able to send the lashes worldwide. So if you're anywhere in the world and you want sea lash and we're not physically there, you can come to the sea lash website and we can post them out to you. So that's one big development that's happened, and we're really excited about that. And it's something that's just happened. But there are things that are happening, and I know I'll be back on this show. So I've said it now. You can't not invite me back, because I've got stuff that I need to tell you. So I'm coming. If you're not planning to bring me back now, you've got to bring me back, because I've got more stuff that I've got lined up for you. They are things that I'm planning on. We're just waiting. And talking about support systems, I am doing an event on next week on Thursday with one of the charities here in the UK that was one of the charities that supported me while I was going through cancer treatment, called Maggie's. So
all I can say is, wow, you are a busy lady, but that's great. You know what? It keeps you occupied, keeps you strong. And if I can say anything out there, you're holding it together all the way around. And, you are definitely an inspiring person to be around. I'm inspired by you just talking about your business and everything else you've been through. So Cody, just keep rocking it out there. We all love you here in the States here, and you're doing a hell of a job. And I definitely got to bring you back on a different show to talk about your business sometime. So that'll be fun.
That would be fun, Richard. And I'll be coming to the US sometime, and then you will show me around the US, and we'll have some fun.
Hey, there you go. Any advice for anybody out there to wrap things up there? Is there a words of wisdom that Cody wants to spread to the world?
The only thing that I can say is, it's like we've just come out of lockdown, and we've just realized, it's like life is short, life is fickle. You know what? Drink life while it's still got fizz. It's a saying that I stole from an amazing lady that I listened to a few weeks ago. And it's so true. We have been, it's like in the past, we've been putting stuff to one side. We've got all those dresses that are in the wardrobe that we haven't worn, or it's like that car that's just parked in the garage, that you drive it, go on that holiday, wear that dress, eat your favorite meal. Life is too short. You've got to ride it until the wheels come off.
God, you just wrote my book. That's what I'm about 24/7. Live every day and every minute to the fullest, because you never know if tomorrow's going to come. And that is so true. If you're healthy, or you're even got some kind of illness, it doesn't matter. You got to live every day to the fullest, because we don't know when our final day is. We can't predict that. So
we can't. We absolutely can't.
No, we can't. So you just got to live it to the fullest. And Cody, I've only had 3 cups of coffee, so I'm going to have about 2 more, because I'm doing this till 8 o'clock tonight. Which, tell everybody out there, it's what time is your time? It's 10 o'clock almost, or 9?
It's about 9:30 now, 9:30 in the evening.
Yeah, so, wow. So you came on the evening and spent some time with us here. I want to thank you so much. You're going to be on next year, but we're going to be in touch before that, and you definitely come to the States. You'll have to let me know. And if I go to UK, I will let you know. But hey, thank you again for giving all this wisdom and this advice to everybody out there today on this special day.
Thank you so much, Cody. Really enjoyed being here, Richard. Thank you.
You're quite welcome. I'll talk to you soon.
Thanks. Bye now.
Wow, was that a special guest there or what? Cody from the UK. I can't describe this day. It's been incredible here. I just want to give a shout out real quick here to Toothman Ford for being the proud sponsor today worldwide to help everybody out here spread the awareness. So if you're looking for a vehicle, get down to Grafton, West Virginia here and reach out to them. But we're going to be back in very short order with another amazing guest as our whole Think Pink Tuesday continues. We'll talk to you soon. Take care.